Synergy of Keto and Intermittent Fasting, a Powerful Health Duo. Introduction. The ketogenic diet is a natural way to lose weight. Many benefits come as a result of a keto diet. It's no wonder that keto is very popular. It is also a diet that is healthy for your brain. Following a keto diet plan that includes intermittent fasting means the diet's benefits will be more substantial. Intermittent fasting works well with the keto diet. The combination of the two creates a potent duo. When you do keto and intermittent fasting together, you can enter ketosis faster, eat fewer meals, and still feel satisfied. If you want the keto diet or intermittent fasting benefits or to be healthy and lose weight, consider doing these two together. Since our bodies get energy from different sources, we can adjust our sources and enjoy the benefits of ketosis and intermittent fasting. Both are buzzing in the health world. Keto and intermittent fasting may already be familiar. More and more individuals are adopting one or both of these meal plans. The longer the fat transfer times, the more pumped your cells. Fats are the perfect alternative to sugar as an energy source. When you replace the sugar with fat, ketosis occurs. Intermittent fasting is a flexible, daily eating plan that allows you to eat within a certain period. These plans are different. Instead of choosing one over the other, you can harness the power of both. You can eat 2-3 meals a day and skip the snacks. After a few months on this plan, you can eat 1 meal daily. This option works for those who have busy lives. Overview of the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting. Several versions of the ketogenic diet are available, including the standard ketogenic diet, the cyclical ketogenic diet, the targeted ketogenic diet, and the high-protein ketogenic diet. Two more popular versions are the standard ketogenic and the cyclical ketogenic diet. In the standard ketogenic diet, you eat moderate protein, high fat, and low carbohydrate. In the cyclical ketogenic diet, you eat a large amount of carbohydrates on days when you work out. Most of the time, the calories consumed during this high carbohydrate period are often much lower in fat. What is the standard ketogenic diet? It is an eating plan that is focused on control to create a metabolic state in the body known as ketosis. The standard ketogenic diet is a low-carb, moderate-protein, high-fat diet. By reducing the intake of carbohydrates, the body's glucose levels are lowered, which leads to the breakdown of the molecule glycogen in the muscles, which is a storage form of glucose. The result of this is a shift in the body's energy metabolism, which is known as ketosis. This breakdown of glycogen in the body and the consequent onset of ketosis causes changes in the body's energy levels and appetite. With the onset of ketosis, the body can burn fat. The increase in the presence of ketones in the body and the burning of fat causes you not to feel as hungry. Without hunger, you can restrict food intake and calories, resulting in weight loss. The need to snack becomes less as the hunger pangs decrease and the conditions for weight loss are. The science behind keto and intermittent fasting. Keto and intermittent fasting are not just popular trends, they are rooted in sound scientific principles. Ketosis, a metabolic process that kicks in when the availability of carbohydrates is low, is at the heart of these dietary strategies. This physiological state is characterized by the shift from sugar to fat burning, and it's a good thing. Our metabolism slows down as we age, so metabolic rate becomes an issue for many people. Fat is the most concentrated form of energy we can consume, and the logic of using it as the primary energy source is sound. You can go longer before you need to eat again, and it makes it easier for the body to use its fat store for energy in case of an emergency. Burning fat for fuel also produces ketones as a byproduct, which benefits our brains. The primary ketone, beta-hydroxybutyrate, simulates a brain that thinks it's starving, which has been shown to have anti-inflammatory and mood-boosting effects. Metabolic pathways that make ketones are switched on by decreased dietary carbohydrates and a hormone our liver makes called glucagon. Glucagon, incidentally, is in opposition to insulin, the hormone that makes us store the sugar we've eaten. This is relevant to intermittent fasting, which switches on glucagon via the liver, signaling the brain to make more glucagon. The liver makes a little of its glucose out of amino acids, so I specify time-restricted feeding rather than true caloric-reduced fasting, where you stop eating or go very low calorie for a day or more. When we don't eat, insulin goes down, and glucagon makes some of the sugar our brain needs. It's a clever, natural system. In the correct order, changing our hormone levels changes our utilization of the different energy stores. It's not that the biochemistry of precisely what happens and in what order depends on what we ate yesterday. The changes I've described have an overall impact on health that tends to steer us away from heart disease and diabetes and towards optimal metabolic function. We can make those changes easily without a prescription pad. Metabolic processes and hormonal regulation. The body adjusts energy utilization toward the dominant substrate in response to the changing supply and demand of macronutrients. The process of switching from glucose to fat utilization is known as ketosis or a ketogenic state. The body's hormonal regulation is required to maintain fuel availability and energy balance. Insulin is an anabolic hormone secreted by the pancreas. It utilizes glucose for energy or converts it into glycogen for later use in the liver and muscle. In higher supply, the primary signals are insulin and lower hormones, specifically if protein is also included in macronutrient intake. When insulin is suppressed, glucagon and human growth hormone are secreted to promote fat mobilization and convert fat into ketones for energy. The hormonal balance and the altered metabolism facilitate weight loss and reduce hunger. Fasting can also increase the activity of lipoprotein lipase. This enzyme helps break down fat for the body to utilize. The effects of both keto and fasting periods on the metabolic system with hormonal responses reinforce the weight management process of reduced hunger, increased activity of lipoprotein lipase, and fat breakdown. More chronic applications of these fasting periods show improvements in metabolic health, mainly through adaptations in lowered triglycerides, decreased inflammatory markers, reduced blood pressure, and protection against age-related diseases commonly associated with metabolic syndrome. Equally, the ketogenic diet and exogenous ketones have these effects, indicating non-reliance on lower carbohydrates through dietary macronutrient modifications only. Moreover, as obesity correlates with increased inflammation and oxidative stress. Weight loss using keto and endogenous ketones can afford protection through reduced inflammation and oxidative stress. Benefits of combining keto and intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting and the ketogenic diet are two of the most popular health trends, each with benefits and outcomes. When combined, they create a super duo. Ultimately, the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting are great ways to lose weight, reduce cravings, and provide an exceptional, efficient way to burn fat. When put together, they're a match made in food heaven. The two feed off of each other perfectly for maximum benefits. The ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting can naturally help someone reduce their body's fat content without any extra cooking, counting, or planning involved. Together, they are a dynamic duo, amplifying the fat-burning tips of diet and exercise that people hear daily. Combining keto and intermittent fasting unleashes the power of reduced carbohydrate stores. It increases the potential to use fatty acids for fuel, enhancing the weight loss effect. These combined forces have the added impact of supporting healthy levels of autophagy, supporting repair and recycling within our cells, and aiding the natural clearing processes within our liver. Weight loss is just the tip of the iceberg. Intermittent fasting and the keto diet can provide multiple health benefits beyond the scale. Because simply wanting to be skinny isn't enough, let's talk about what proper health does for our bodies in many healthy ways. These fast to fat burning processes are robust for weight loss and can also help improve overall health. Another huge benefit is that the keto diet can bring mental clarity and increase focus on daily tasks. Without the constant distraction of meals, our bodies can relax and produce feel-good chemicals, leading to a great mental state. The effects can be even more powerful when combined with a quality diet, specifically the ketogenic diet. One of the most well-rounded benefits of the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting is that it is easy to stick to. The flexible nature of intermittent fasting and its opportunity to enhance the benefits of low-carb keto eating make it easier to adhere to. For someone considering the ketogenic diet who is daunted by the change, pairing an adjusted fasting window with your eating patterns could be a good move to ease your body into the ketogenic lifestyle of lower carb thresholds. The ketogenic diet combined with intermittent fasting is beneficial over the long term, enhancing fat-burning metabolic support and decreasing oxidative stress and inflammation. Weight loss and fat burning. Intermittent fasting will help achieve weight loss by slowing digestion and lowering insulin production, making stored fat more accessible. It'll also allow time for the body to repair and use cells for energy, which can lead to a reduced risk of heart disease and prolonged life. Fasting results in the depletion of glycogen stores and is the only way to achieve ketosis without following a keto or low carbohydrate diet. Fasting for extended periods will burn more fat than just weight loss that occurs with short-term fasting, so a few hours are required to initiate ketosis and achieve additional benefits. Combining a ketogenic diet with intermittent fasting has gained popularity due to the health benefits of weight loss, such as reducing appetite and making people feel full. The body can burn carbohydrates, fat, and protein for energy, but only the fat supply can provide the energy needed for exercise, especially at a moderate to high intensity. Ketosis allows the body to transfer from using carbs for energy to using fat as the primary fuel source. The liver will then produce chemicals known as ketones required for fat oxidation, which includes breaking down and using fat for energy. Over time, the liver will adapt to increase its production of keto acids, which increases ketone levels. The fat oxidation process will absorb fat from the fat cells and transport it to the working muscles, which then burn for energy. The less insulin the body releases, the more fat will be used for energy. Practical applications. Now that we've established some basic physiological and biological rationales for matching a ketogenic diet to intermittent fasting, we can help you incorporate these strategies into practice. In other words, how do you do a ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting simultaneously? It's pretty simple with some planning, as the two strategies are synergistic and generally go together. Macronutrient ratios can be carefully engineered to fit within fasting schedules. If fasting 6 hours post-meal, consume 30 g of fat alongside 20 g of whey protein. When adopting a 24 schedule, consume 25 to 30 g of protein and the remaining allotment of fat and fast for 4 hours post-meal. To experience the benefits associated with intermittent fasting, choose to skip either breakfast or dinner. Do not shift calories to another meal, but rather consume each day's allotted calories in only 2 meals that are visibly larger and satiating to avoid excessive caloric restriction. Training in the morning while fasting will likely provide additional ketone production and mitochondrial activity, enhancing weight loss without nutrient partitioning. Plan for your 2 meals to occur during your regular eating windows. Many people say it's easiest for them to skip breakfast or dinner. Customization is key to adherence, so remember to do what works best for your lifestyle and personal preferences. While there are a limitless number of meals and meal options you can construct while following keto and most forms of intermittent fasting, some examples of a keto-friendly meal that would fit well within an intermittent fasting-friendly meal plan would include cream in your coffee, a salad of mixed greens with a high-fat dressing and plenty of animal protein, a side of low-carb veggies prepared with butter or olive oil, and some berries mixed with full-fat cream for a quick, satisfying ketone boost. Meal planning and timing strategies. When combining keto and intermittent fasting, you can either plan for more extensive, balanced meals that fit both dietary principles of LCHF and fasting, or separate your 2 dietary approaches into 2 separate meals. People new to Keto and IF will appreciate preparing larger, regular meals. Still, seasoned meal planners may find it easier to separate the 2 approaches. Whether you decide to eat both approaches in one meal or split them into 2, Both methods require you to keep a good balance of macronutrients to remain in a state of ketosis. Plan for satiating and energy-boosting foods. This is essential if you, like many people who follow keto, are new to skipping meals throughout your day. To make it easier, include enough protein, healthy fats, and vegetables to keep you satiated and help your energy levels remain stable over the fasting period. How you plan your meals will determine how much time and willpower you'll need to comply with your plan. Plan your meals too quickly or according to limited support, and you might cheat or fail altogether. Tracking your food intake will help you identify which of your macro goals you need to include. Is it your protein, fat, or carbohydrate intake? It will also allow you to see if you are gaining or losing weight overall. Tracking your daily food intake can help develop plans for your new eating schedule. You can monitor how close you are to your short-term and long-term goals and get a breakdown of which areas of your diet you could change and which ones are working well for you. Use the calculator or the tool on the page to calculate your daily calorie intake. Conclusion. In sum, the synergy between keto and intermittent fasting occurs on multiple levels. A strong scientific basis supports this duo, and the practical applications of those combining them can be substantial. Such an approach also provides more leeway if one's macronutrient load needs to be balanced. For optimal results, approach the keto diet and intermittent fasting simultaneously. They bolster and amplify the effects of each other. Whether reducing inflammation, burning fat, enhancing overall well-being, or combining, this dynamic duo stimulates a multifaceted approach to health and weight loss. As you explore how the keto diet and intermittent fasting play together, conduct your experiments. Find the correct ratio for your own goals and needs. For instance, individuals looking to lean out might play with sticking more to the 75-25 ratio. In comparison, performance drivers might want to skew things toward the 50-50 ratio. Also, investigate whether a traditional fasting window works best for you or if a slight adjustment would yield better results. The waters are wide open for such experiments. Only by conducting them will you develop the best approach. Enjoy the adventure. The interactions between specific diets and intermittent fasting are essential to understand. Strategy matters here. So embracing a keto diet and intermittent fasting concurrently can be a powerful tool for securing optimal health. In conclusion, combining the keto diet with intermittent fast has numerous benefits. Understanding the unique interactions between these dietary strategies can optimize intake, maximize fat burn, and ultimately enhance physical and mental performance. To further unlock efficacy, new studies aim to compare pure and practical samples, quantify outputs, and study conversion over detraining and refeeding periods. In-depth, personalized examinations could help demonstrate the extent to which recommendations may function across unique physiology. Key takeaways and future directions. The takeaways and beyond. So much of this chapter has been focused on two central ideas: that keto and intermittent fasting together can provide several benefits, and that science, as it evolves, is catching up with these ideas. Both are highly exciting for their potential. There are a few things you should know when it comes to combining the two strategies for maximum health benefits. 1. There are a large number of possible health benefits associated with combining keto and intermittent fasting. 2. An individual's success with these strategies is likely dependent on the type and timing of meals in a day. 3. While much is becoming known about the effects of intermittent fasting and keto at this time, there is still much left to be learned in the future. There are many possibilities for future investigations of the dynamic synergy between intermittent fasting and keto as health strategies. 1. An analysis of the long-term effects of joining intermittent fasting and keto plans on a patient's health. 2. Research the response to these strategies by using demographic influences such as gender, age, training status, and more. 3. A deeper understanding of the why and the available whats as the science of meal timing continues to evolve. It seems only natural that as the years go by, more people have a say on their health and how they want to feel, in many different ways. Where it will go is a story that will unfold.